The book of Daniel, chapter 6. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Oh, so maybe that's where Daniel went after Nebuchadnezzar was restored. He went up to Iran. Darius the Mede, the Persian, right? But it doesn't tell that story. But here he is over there now. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel. They're jealous concerning the kingdom. But they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. But you're going to set him up. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king, and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. These con artists. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing in the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day, and prayed, and gave thanks before his God, as he did aforetime, as he did before. Let's go back right now. When Nebuchadnezzar said he was going to kill all his astrologers and wizards. Well, what was the first thing Daniel did? It says right here. It's chapter 2, it's 17. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, his companions, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning this secret. He immediately went to pray. Right? He's doing it again. So that was chapter 2. Now we're in 6. And he's being confronted with just murderous people again. And what does he do? The very first thing he does, he goes to pray. Three times a day. Right? Okay. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. So they set him up, they stalked him, and now they're going to snitch on him. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? So they're just so serpenty and devilish that he makes no error, and they are so violently jealous of him that they've decided, okay, that he's never going to do anything wrong, and they don't have the balls to just out and out kill him. They have no reason, so they've made up this whole thing. Wow, King, you know what? For 30 days, everybody is just going to pray to you and like worship you and ask you for anything that they need. And if anybody's caught asking or praying to anybody else, they're going to go into the den of lions. Like, how retarded is that, right? These are just a group of, just a den of thieves, right? A den of vipers. This is a den of vipers. Okay? They're just, okay, they set him up, they stalked him, and now they're going to snitch. Watch. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god, like capital G God, or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. So they set up a law just for him that cannot be changed. Right? It's just a hard law. There's no interpretation of the law. There's no court. It's just a hard law. And all of these jealous, just bad people have decided to create a law. Just like this is what they do these days, right? They lobby and then they dump money into laws just for their own benefit, right? And this is what is being done. And they're trying to kill him. And the result of breaking this law is death, right? Then answered they and said before the king that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. So he's snitching that he's praying to God 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. So the king himself, it doesn't say how close, or, well, yeah, it did. It said he put him over the whole, it says Daniel is preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit. He knows exactly who he is. Excuse me. King hears what they're saying, and he should know immediately that they all set him up. He should consider that if he's smart, and he should consider that they all need to go down over this. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Listen, they're telling the king what the F he can do. Right? What a bunch of freaks. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel, and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. Like, isn't the king the one that makes the rules? He didn't stick up, I don't know. It's just not the way it was, I guess. The king can't even pull him out of the situation because he will have all of these fools against him. Let's see what happens. And his stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet, with his own ring, and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Oh, that's good. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. So he couldn't sleep, and he didn't eat, and there was no music. So he's having a solemn, he's doing solemn prayer, right? Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions. Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. Oh, they are in so much trouble. My God hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. G-O-D, capital G. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel. Ooh. And they cast them into the den of lions. Them, their children, and their wives. Yeah, you got to get rid of them all. Yeah. And the lions had the mastery of them, and brake all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Well, those people didn't get treated like Daniel, huh? Then King Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and steadfast forever. And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. Right on, Darius, right? See how God puts people, like it said, right? See what that whole thing they kept saying? The kingdom, no, not that part. The Most High ruleth the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomever he will. Know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomever he will. Right? So yeah, Nebuchadnezzar served his purpose. He brought Daniel into the kingdom. And Daniel has been through 3 kings now. He's been through Nebuchadnezzar. He's been through his son Belshazzar, who's now dead. They're both dead. And now, like in this dream, right, of the clay and all that stuff. Okay, it was, or have we got to that part yet? Well, it's describing the kingdoms, right? And so now Babylon is gone, right? It's been taken over by by Iran, by Persia, by the Medes, by Elam. Okay, those are all the names. I do better that way than being Carmen Sandiego, because look, if I was on a map, I know Iraq is to the left of Iran, but Babylon was right next door to Persia. So Babylon was in Iraq. And Iran is right next door to Iraq, to the right of it. So they took over Babylon, right? He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who hath delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. Wow, you know what? That's 4 kings he's through now. That's 4 kings Daniel has lived through. You'd think somebody would write in some darn book, like, yeah, this is the guy, you know. This is the helper. He keeps getting lost in the idolatry somehow. Like, he saved Nebuchadnezzar's life. He gets lost somehow. He gets called to come back for the son. Then son dies because he's just so evil, right? Many Tekel up Harsin, right? And now he winds up here. And maybe they will keep him. We will find out how he stays in Iran through these 2 kings. But these 2 other ones kind of basically kicked him out. So it's good. Darius is very happy. He, I don't know. I don't think it was like he was scared of his men and he loved Daniel so much. I think that would be a total political suicide for him to have done that. Like, that'd be like I don't know, like if it was his own son or something, maybe he would have been okay going into the den and letting him out. But against like the whole kingdom and all those people that set him up, um, he just followed the rule to the best he could. They forced him, they set him up, they got the king to sign something. They didn't know they had malicious reason behind it. But thank goodness the Lord seemed to hear his prayer, and he prayed all night and he fasted and he didn't ask for his music, and he couldn't sleep. And he's thinking about Daniel, and he just busts out like in the morning, like the first light. He just runs out there and he's like, Daniel, like, so he had faith. Like, Lord somehow gave this guy faith. And as we can see, now he made a declaration, right? That in every dominion of my kingdom, men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he's the living God and steadfast forever. And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. And surely the lion, eating like these 30, 40, 200 people, of the people that set him up, their children and the women, yeah, they were just fine and hungry. They didn't have any problem eating them up. So that was God. They were so hungry, they would have ate one Daniel, but they didn't eat Daniel. They ate all of his enemies, all the enemies against God, all the enemies that, so Lord has watching every hair on his head, you see.